It's my favorite time of the year, except we get a couple of them this time. It's a new MakseLife release, and this is the spring heading into summer 2024 release, and it's of some undated dailies and weeklies. So I'm going to show you what I got as an affiliate and how I plan to use them. We should be able to go over this pretty quickly, so hopefully this video won't be too long. And all of this releases on June 5th, and it's June 4th if you're in Club Moxie, so you get a little bit of early access. Let's get into it. Okay, this first product that I am really excited about is a weekly, if you see here it's stamped, weekly notebook, and it is $20, and it has 30 weeks worth of planning in it. Okay, so with all of the standard MakseLife kind of goodies, got my fingerprints on there, but all the standard MakseLife goodies, you have a pocket in the back. The inside pages have the affirmation that is on the front. And this one says, "You are the author of your own story. Write it with intention." This is available in 6 different colors, and each one has its own affirmation. This is the one that I received in the mail, and so this is the one I'm going to review. I'm definitely purchasing the purple one to use after I finish this one. So the front also the same inside pages, and onward we get into the name page. Now the big thing here is that we don't have any goal setting. Ironically enough, I did this spread about goals, but as you see, we jumped right into planning. So these pages are all, every single week, exactly the same. There's no monthly spreads in here. It is just this same layout repeated for 30 weeks worth of planning. So all the way until the end, there is a single dot grid page at the end, just because, you know, you end in a full spread. And the other thing to mention is there is a ribbon bookmark so that you can keep your place in the book of where you are. So this is super versatile, and the thing that I want to bring up right away is that it works really well inside of the folio. So these were released last fall. You may already have one. If not, oh, I have cat hair and everything, real life here. Okay, so if you already have one, this, you know, folds in super well with it. You just, you know, find the middle of the book and slap it on the elastic. And this is basically allowing you to create your own system of planning inside of a folio. That can be one option, right? Because this is just a plain dot grid notebook, but then you could also do the companion notebooks that do have the goal setting in them. The other thing, if you aren't into the folio system and you're still interested in this layout, is if you're a flagship user, which I am. Here's my flagship. You can open it up, and this will fit in this back pocket. I have some other goodies in here, but it will fit inside this back pocket. It would fit better if I didn't have other stuff, but you could keep it back there basically as a way to grab it and use it. So I know that's really up close. I'll try and show you a little bit better. And my flagship's getting pretty full with the stickers. To be transparent, this is only 6 months worth of flagship. So I have January through June in here. I'm gonna be using 2 for the year because I sticker like so heavily that there's no way the one would have done it for me. So you can also store this inside of your flagship and have this, the elastic still fits really nicely, and have this as like your one-stop shop for all things planning. So with that in mind, you might be thinking, well, why do I need a weekly plan? Because I already have a weekly plan inside of my flagship. Well, this is a totally different layout. It's something brand new, and I plan to use this in kind of different ways. I didn't have a chance to try out as many things as I had in my head before, you know, recording this video, but a few of the things that I have thought of is, well, I mean, what I did with the first week, just to kind of try it out and play with it. I did some tracking my goals and wins, and I used the Moxie dot markers here to indicate which area of life they correlated to. So that was kind of fun just to see you know, in a week to look back at what I did and what areas of life I was focusing on. But I also have ideas to do like meal planning. You could do just like journaling in here. This could be a really nice, just easy place to journal. There's so many different ideas, and I know that the rest of the Moxie review crew is going to have some great ideas too. So this is just a really, really versatile, you know, weekly planner. And you could even use this to kind of like sketch out some of your ideas for the week before they go into your flagship. There's so many things. And I think the thing that I keep thinking of that wouldn't immediately come to mind maybe for everyone is like, this is 2 weeks ago, I guess, at this point. But I could do that week again here, or let's give a better example. This upcoming week, say I want to do that same thing again and track my goals. I could do that here, but on the next sheet, I could do my meal plan for next week as well. Like you could, this doesn't have to be, you know, this is this week and this is the next week and this is the week after that. You can use this multiple times if you have multiple needs for weekly spreads. So people with kids, I could see, you know, splitting this into however many children you have, things like that. It's just super, super versatile. To talk a little bit about the cover, and this is like totally my fault for breaking it in and using it. For the cover, here's the launch product guide. These are all the different color options that are available. So this one that you're seeing is the blue one. And then I also have the gray one to show you. I have that in the daily. But for both the weekly and the daily notebooks, you can choose all 6 colors in either of them. So you could buy, you know, these 3 in weekly and these 3 in daily, or if you just love the purple, get them both in weekly and daily. And as I showed before, the little hot stamp here that says weekly, or let me pull out the daily. Daily is an easy way to see which is which. I'll put a link to this PDF, but there's 30 weeks in the weekly and 60 days in the daily. And so, you know, the other thing to think about this is, are you going to use this every single week? Like this may be able to last you all year. Maybe only some weeks you want to do this. Same thing with the daily. You don't have to do it every single day because it's undated. And so, you know, maybe only some days you need to pop out a daily and plan your day that way. So let's talk about the daily. I grabbed this Undated MakseLife daily notebook for reference because if you've used one of these, then you're going to be really familiar with, and I've used this some, you're going to be really familiar with the format. So let me go to some that I haven't used. So this daily page right here, this side only, let me just open here. Okay, this page is exactly the same, and it's A5, so it's the same size. Basically, we have the same thing just in a notebook format at this point. Now, the great thing about this is you come in, and I did use it for one day just to kind of play with, but it is just dailies. There's no weekly overview. There's no monthly overview. There's no goal setting. It is just the same page over and over again for 60 days worth of pages. And I think, let's see, at the very end, we do have a dot grid page. So you have like a page of notes, but you also have a folder back here. You could put whatever you want in. And I mean, when you're thinking of something like this, I think oftentimes you're probably pairing it with a notebook, just a blank dot grid notebook that you would have notes in. So I think the number of notes pages isn't a big deal. So this is the old MakseLife Daily, and the difference was that, well, for one, it had monthlies, and then you would come in and you would set your monthly goals, you would set your weekly actions, and then you would have a weekly overview, and then 7 days worth of daily planning, and then a page for reflections. So a lot of people were using the flagship, but also wanted to use the daily. And this was like too much goal setting because frankly, you don't need to repeat your goals in every single planner that you're using. And so originally Sarah had said, I will never release a planner that doesn't have goal setting in it, but she said now she can never say never. And here we have the notebook with dailies and no goal setting. So similar to what I showed for the weekly, this could also slip into your flagship. And that's probably maybe the best use case is if you have your flagship for weekly planning, but there are some days that you just really need to break down and see, you know, hour by hour. This was one day I had at work. I had like 14 meetings. And so it felt good to have, you know, kind of all of it mapped out so that I could check things off as they happened. And this format is just so versatile in, you know, you can do the times here. You could even just do checklists there if you want. You can pick however you want the times to go. MakseLife sells a timed washi that you can slap on here to get the times right away. Very, very versatile layout. This is pretty simple. It's 60 days worth of daily planning. And so, I mean, this is May 29th. Today is June 2nd. So I haven't used it since then, and I could just jump right back in and use June 2nd. And it's nice because you don't have like a month. It didn't start with a month and then you're like, oh, well, this is weird. Like that was May and now it's June. Like, do I need to like skip all these pages and go to the next month? Like maybe that doesn't bother some people, but it was always kind of a weird thing for me that if I didn't use it every day, it just was kind of off. But I've always loved this layout. I've used it a lot. I've used it mostly for work, so I haven't shared a lot of it in content, but yeah, it's a great layout. And that's the other thing to think about is if you would use this for work or personal. I would definitely work a job where I want to have my work planners separate from my home planning. On this day is a good example of why. See, I like had all these one-on-one meetings, but I didn't put who they were with because I don't want to share that kind of content online. But if it were something that I was just exclusively using for work, I would go ahead and fill that in, and it makes it even more useful for me in the moment. So you might think about picking up one of these for home planning and one for work planning if that kind of thing applies to you. I always advise to keep those things separate if you're going to be sharing content. If not, then you know, you can make the choice. I think it's still kind of good to separate work from home, but obviously not as much of like a security concern or privacy concern. Okay, and just to show these two, everything from MakseLife always comes like really nicely packaged and protected. So this was the daily and this is the weekly. So, you know, I took these out and obviously started messing with them. So one thing I haven't opened yet are these, what are they called? Undated planner stickers. So because the products are undated, this is a way that you can add dates in. And this is the colorful version. They also have a neutral version that I think that they're all gray. And then you also have a couple different options for months. So there's one other product that all of this goes with that I don't have one of that kind of explains why you would use the months. But these stickers, you know, in the, let me flip to the daily. You could very easily say, okay, today, as I mentioned, is June 2nd. So I'm going to grab the 2nd and the date, and you could, you know, put that in, and then you could write June or whatever you want. And then these are really cool. So there's several stickers in one here. So there's like almost like a bullseye. So if you wanted to like really draw attention to one of your focus items, you could do that. Or you end up with just a dot if you wanted to like dot your items or anything like that. So these come in the MakseLife areas of life colors, basically, kind of a little bit of a play on that. A lot of purple, which I love. So, and these are $10 for both the color or the neutral gray. That's one of the accessories that's launching. And then the other thing, this is a free gift with purchase. If you spend $100 at launch of all of this stuff, then you get this for free. These pens are beautifully colored with all of the MakseLife colors, but don't stress. If you're like, how am I going to write in this color of pen? These are all black. I want to say that up front. So it's black ink in all of them. They just have the really cute barrel colors. So if I pull these out, to show you the cool details of them. So, you know, they're click pins. I haven't taken the end off of this one. There's one of them I did because I played with it, but they have some of the MakseLife phrases on there. So you see just begin on here. And then there's also, it's hard to see on yellow, but the MakseLife Club Moxie elephant is on here. So all of these say something different. Not asking for permission. Rest, don't quit. My mindset is my superpower. I can do hard things. Embrace the messy bits. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think it's probably the purple I tried out. So if you see, this is, it's a 0.5 millimeter tip, but it's a really fine tip. So I actually really like the way that these write. Do it scared and living my best life. Just to kind of show, we'll go ahead and write the month here, June. So they write really, really smoothly. The ink dries really fast. These are a $16 value. They're not available for purchase. You can only receive them as a free gift by spending over $100 at launch. That is how you can access these gel pens. And like I said, they write really well. They're really, really light. These are not like, you know, I don't, depending on how you like pens and if you like, you know, a heavy pen means quality or whatever. These are not that. These are light, but that's also kind of a nice way to travel. But the ink writes really, really well, which ultimately is what's important to me. And I like the phrases on there and the colors. This last product, I don't actually have a physical item to show you, but there's lots of other affiliates that do, so I would recommend checking them out. But it is a spiral bound daily only notebook that lasts 6 months. This comes in at $64, and again, it'll last you 6 months. It has 30 weeks worth of daily pages. So I don't want to spend too much time since I don't actually have an item to show you, but other affiliates have definitely flipped through these and we all kind of receive different things. So this is another good thing to check out if you're interested in that daily format. To kind of sum this up, I wanted to talk about what I plan to do. So I plan to use one of my folios. I ordered them in several different colors because I couldn't decide, and they're all really cute. And I plan on putting both the weekly and the daily in here along with a blank doc grid notebook. And this being, you know, just kind of a separate system that I use on and off depending on what the week or day looks like. And at any time I might, you know, pull one of these out and just have it on my desk. I haven't really decided in terms of that, but I do like the folio to keep it all together and organized. So this has the weekly and then the daily. Again, you can tell apart easily from the stamp. And then this is just a doc grid notebook, just standard empty doc grid. And these are always available on the MakseLife site as well. The other idea to put in here is the morning affirmations or the evening reflections. I have those notebooks. I will admit I've not really gotten into them. Morning is not a time to tap into my brain. I'm usually like rolling out of bed, getting ready as fast as I can and logging on to work. So, but this folio will hold the 4 notebooks very easily on the strings, and I think you could even get a 5th in there. And I think these are still available on the MakseLife site as well. And so this is a really great product. They changed a lot about this, and I think the quality is totally there. So that's everything for the release. These come in, like I said, $20 each. The stickers for the dates are $10. The pens are free with the purchase of $100. Spiral bound one that I don't have to show you is $64. So the last thing that I want to leave you with is what is on your wish list for June 2024 launch. Dates are here. The general release is June 5th at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern. And Club Moxie gets access 24 hours early for a full 24 hours, which is new. So June 4th at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. So this is when you can purchase all these goodies. I will go ahead and mention I have an affiliate link and an affiliate code that will save you 10%. The code is just MACKENZIE, my name, and I will put that in the description. And if you choose to make a purchase and my review helped you, then I appreciate if you use it. But there's also a lot of other great affiliates out there who have codes and reviews as well. So happy shopping, and let me know what you plan to pick up. I can't wait to see all the creative ways that people use these new products, especially the weekly. I think that layout is gonna get a lot of fun uses out of it. So talk to you next time.